back. Yeah. Malcolm, first trailer, Jubilee. I think this just dropped like a couple hours ago actually, so we're kind of on time for this joint. This is traditional versus trans. Are there more than two genders? Now, we were just talking off camera about this because I had just found out about, I guess, people who don't even consider themselves a gender. I don't know if that's asexual or something like that. I don't freaking know. I literally just found out about this like last week or like 2 weeks ago, probably.
I think.
Not even fucking sure.
I want to say, I think asexual people are people that like don't like find.
They just don't identify with themselves as a gender or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. You all.
It's either that or they don't find. I guess they don't have a need for like the whole sexual partner thing, like they find with being so adult.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm just finding out shit as it goes.
You say you find out shit as it goes.
Shit is changing. The world is changing.
Shit has been changed.
I don't fucking know. But yeah, so this is from Jubilee, one of my favorite channels because they always do shit like this. But this is traditional versus trans, and are there more than two genders? Are you ready, Mark?
Alright.
Turn this a little bit. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, this episode idea was by Jayla Alexis. Thank you, Jayla.
Make sure you stick around to the very end because we've got a big announcement.
Until then, enjoy the episode.
A girl can feel, more masculine. Doesn't mean she's not a girl.
So then me, being born male, biologically male, would you say I'm 100% male?
Well, you made the transition.
I was just going to say, are you post-op? You're not 100% male. But you still probably have masculine tendencies too at the same time. Okay.
Hi, my name is Kaitia Lamore, and I'm a writer, and I believe that God designed us with purpose, and that beautiful love story is in our DNA.
Hi, my name is Natalie. I'm actually in commercial real estate, but I'm very excited to share this discussion with you guys.
Hi guys, my name is Rebecca. I'm a student, and I'm looking forward to talking about gender and hearing what you guys think.
Hey, my name is Rory. My gender is non-binary, and I use they, them, theirs pronouns.
Hi, my name is Sati.
Pause. That's what it is. Non-binary. I just found that out. Like they don't identify with either one. Like I guess they just human. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I
fucked with that.
I literally just found that out like last week or 2 weeks ago. I was like, so you could just wake up and say, I'm good, fam. I'm good. Like wherever the fuck I lie, wherever I lay, I'm good. Like whatever side.
Hey,
and I understand, like, if you feel that way, that's cool shit. I mean, who the fuck gonna tell you how to feel how you feel?
if you saying how binary is, like them saying they just identify as like nothing, if they just identify as just human, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I identify as human.
Yeah. But I wasn't sure. Like, that's the first time I heard about that show, like non-binary, like, so you don't consider yourself male, female, or like anything in between, whatever for the kids. I was like, just consider yourself out here living. Like, hey,
I'm living my life.
I understand.
I got you.
I was glad to get it 3, 2, 1.
And I am a trans woman. I work in film and television as a makeup artist.
Hi, my name is Marcus. I identify as a transgender male, and I'm really excited to have this discussion with you guys.
Girls and boys should be raised the same.
I think they asked this question before somewhere.
Yeah, they did ask this question before.
I didn't agree with that.
One of the previous.
The reason why I feel like girls and boys should be raised the same, I'm saying just raising them to be upstanding citizens in society and things like that.
Exactly. Not to say that like gender doesn't exist, but to give young people an ability to navigate that themselves, to come into themselves.
I actually agree with a lot of your points as far as there are a lot of similarities between boys and girls growing up, and I believe that all children should be raised in a loving, supportive family, but I think that there does need to be balance and just some of the characteristics that men and women have where it's like women usually are more nurturing. With boys, they want to grow up and like, what does it mean to be a man? And what does it mean to be a provider? What does it mean to lead your family? And those are the things that are traditional to me, where I feel like the man is the head of the household.
I grew up being a tomboy. Like, I am so connected to my masculine side and so much to my feminine side. I really feel 50-50.
And I feel like in our society now, when a girl is raised and she feels like a tomboy, acts like a tomboy, she's now encouraged to kind of think, maybe I should have been born as a guy. But for me, it's always been, oh, maybe she's just interested in things that guys typically like. Right. And that's fine, but you can still be a girl and be interested in that, and you can still embrace being a girl.
Yeah, piggyback off of what you're saying, as a little girl, I always only wanted to shop in the boys section. Of course, my family was completely against it. I grew up in a religious family. I'm actually evangelical Christian myself, but my family would use my tomboy statement to write it off and minimize the fact that, no, I actually really don't like being a girl. Sometimes, like you said, there's actually genuine tomboys in the world. With me, no, that wasn't, it was way more than that.
And it can be very difficult for parents to make that distinction.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you're a young child, it's hard to express how you're feeling inside.
And especially like, as like a freaking 8-year-old, I had no idea what transgender was. I didn't know any of that.
But that's what's really important. I don't think as an 8-year-old you should know that label. You know what I mean? I don't think we should know labels, period.
There are only 2 genders.
That's interesting.
Which part? The 2 genders or what they just said? Because we can pause.
Your DNA is going to be the same from when you're born and until you die. And it doesn't matter how you dress yourselves or what hormones you take. I mean, you're either going to be a male or a woman. You have those chromosomes in your body. There are certain things about yourself that are going to stay the same your whole life. And you have to accept those and embrace them, because if you don't embrace them, you're just going to be hating yourself.
I'm going to pause on that. I don't like the way she just said, like if you don't embrace like what you are, you're going to hate yourself. Now, jokingly, I know it's some people out here, like the woman say that she's a binary or a non-binary, or whatever she says she is. Now, jokingly, I know for a fact that there is somewhere, I can't exactly remember where, it's like old stories or some shit like that, but people were like marrying machines and shit like that. Like people were marrying like
machines,
ATMs, or some shit like that.
Weird objects, I can't remember like shit like that. But one guy married his car.
Yeah, like shit like that. Like jokingly, I'm saying this, but at the same time, like I'm pretty sure the non-binary person's finna say something, because that's literally just her lane. Like just asking is there 2 genders or what the case is, because like what if you're not interested in no one? Then that's the lane you're going to. You're going like say I love this mic to death do us part. Like this is who I want to stick around. This is the only thing I want to, like literally this is the only thing I want to deal with for the rest of my life. Like why can't I? Like that's the only the only thing that I want to deal with the rest of my life.
Whatever makes you happy.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't like the way she just said that though. Like either you're gonna be male or female, and then like if you don't embrace your side like that, like you don't hate yourself and shit like that. I didn't like she said that shit.
See, that's that traditional way of thinking too, because like me and my wife had this conversation, I think before our son was even born, because we thought about like how we were raised as kids and stuff. Because like now as an adult, when you have kids, like you tend to see stuff that like your parents was teaching you, that their parents was teaching that, and you think about and you question that. Yeah, you like.
Oh, trust me, me and my wife we've been saying this jokingly since probably our second kid, probably like one of our kids gonna turn out gay. Like, and I really don't give a fuck. Like, cause I love everybody. Like I've never had a problem with a gay person, as long as you just don't hit on me after I done told you like I'm married or I'm with somebody. So shit like that. Just don't like push up on me. Like,
grab my ass.
You're right. Just don't push up on me and shit. And if I told you I'm with somebody, like, all right, cool. Like that's just like with a female too. Like if I'm telling you I'm with somebody, like just leave me the fuck alone. But like we joke, we've been saying this like jokingly, like one of our kids will end up gay. Don't really give a fuck, just to get ready for these jokes at the end of the fucking day. Like, and then like I don't know what the fuck would have happened if I probably would have turned out gay. My mom would have. I don't even think my mom, because my mom loved gay people. She's like, yeah, I love gay people. They buy drinks and everything at the bar. Like that's the way she is in her head. But my dad is like, he's old country. He's damn near like he's like 95. He's from fucking Mississippi and shit like that. So I don't know what the fuck he would have thought.
And then it's a whole nother mix when you bring religion into it.
Yeah.
Like I have older relatives that like I want to say that have like deep roots.
Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian, but I'm not one of those Christians.
Like,
I'm
not, God. I'm like, you sitting over here preaching His word and talking about this and throwing scriptures at people, but church people is the most hypocritical. Yeah, I'm like you a hypocrite because you doing what He told you not to do in that thing. I was like,
nigga, everybody sins. Fuck out of here. That's the way I feel. Like that's why I'm not like heavy into church and shit like that. Like right now at this point in my life and shit like that, because I just see a whole bunch of hypocritical bullshit. These mega churches and shit like that. Like, bro, keep that shit to yourself. I don't want no part of that shit. My kids gonna grow up however they grow up. They gonna love whoever they love. It is what it is. And if one of y'all end up gay, just get ready for these jokes because they coming full speed. Because I'm gonna prepare you for the world. I'm gonna prepare you for the world before you even get out there in the world. So I'm gonna let you know right now. Like, motherfuckers gonna talk shit. Some people gonna love you. Ain't nobody. Everybody is not gonna love you, and everybody isn't gonna hate you.
I will say
that's the fact.
I will say this about the world: it's a lot different now because we have information quicker and faster.
True.
So, because like I think when I was mentoring one of these programs, and these kids are like 8, 7, I think 6, like. Mm-hmm. And someone I was talking about, like, you know, oh, I'm a lesbian, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, wow. It's like, man.
Like, that's some shit to really figure out, like, at that age.
Yeah, I was like,
just like he was just saying that shit. Like,
yeah, like
I don't know what the fuck a transgender is supposed to be at, like, age 8. Right. I don't even want to know that term and shit like that, yeah.
It's just like now, because, like, yeah, when he said that, I was, like, thinking about that. And I was like,
it also depends how old he is.
I was like, yeah, there's so much information out there. So like, if they do have questions about shit, like they can actually
just look it up.
Like, which is
a simple Google.
Yeah,
they can just do their Googles and they'll find out whatever they need to find out.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like I remember when we were in high school, because like there were like some people in there that like who. Like we all knew they were making that like transition gay, and shit like that. Yeah, like gay, and then like one of them was like trans. Like we all knew that person was, but like you know they like I guess either they were trying to like figure themselves out, or like they just didn't know what to call like whatever they're going through. Yeah. So it's really different. It's really different, I could say, because we have information in
it's everywhere.
Palm of our hand.
Information highway.
Yeah.
Like facts. Starting again in 3, 2, 1.
I really wanted to be normal. Like that, there's nothing in life I've ever wanted more than to be normal. And
What is that though? Really?
Exactly. That's the problem. That is the problem I run into, is that it doesn't really exist. And every attempt that I've made to try and be more like one gender or the other hasn't really worked. So finally I just got to a place where I was like, well, people may say that there isn't anything in between, but I'm in between, you know? And I feel like the people who really know me and love me, they see that.
It's difficult to think that there could only be two. Like, how would that even be possible when there's like on a spectrum of like masculinity and femininity? Couldn't you lie anywhere?
Well, it's like the tomboy idea that a girl can feel and have these more masculine doesn't mean she's not a girl. There's a spectrum, but there's two definitive parts to the spectrum.
So then would me being born male, biologically male, would you say I'm 100% male?
Well, you made the transition, so you didn't feel like a male.
But you were physically born as a male.
But then would you say I'm 100% female?
I will be honest and say I feel I use the chromosome, but I would say you are under 100% a male.
I wouldn't say that.
That would just be my belief.
You're 100% what you're portraying to me.
And because I'm that,
who am I to decide that for you?
Wouldn't that mean that I am somewhere on this gender spectrum not
No, I
necessarily
don't.
one or the other, which is the binary.
Scientifically, you are one thing and you'll always be a male, scientifically. You can express yourself however you want to the
Can't do that
world, and
nowadays,
hopefully the
though.
world
You can't say
accepts
that
you
shit.
for who you want to be and who you are. But when it comes to this spectrum, I mean, there are not that many transgender people in this world when it comes down to it. In LA, there's a bigger population.
You just
so
don't see it.
I'm
know
going to
about
pause
that.
right there.
I don't know about that.
She
It's
needs
a
to do a
lot
little
of
more
them
research
everywhere.
before she just gets to talking.
She's talking like it's just like 10 people on this.
And she said like in
the
L,
States
she said
or
yeah,
something.
in LA it's a lot of transgenders. But
No, they're everywhere.
open your
bro.
mind. Like that doesn't make any sense. Yeah,
Just because you can't.
she just said two things I didn't like. She just said that, and also she's saying like scientifically you are a male, but like scientifically like people are changing. People are changing their chromosomes. Like people like that shit that people are doing. Like
Yeah, but you know, it's nothing. If we want to talk science, you know, some people that's born with like.
both.
You could be born with both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could be born with both chromosomes and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, what then?
Yeah. I don't like a lot of things that she's saying because I don't think she got that like much, like I guess research or whatever, like just to be talking how she's talking right now because she was saying like transgenders are mostly in LA. Like no, man. Yeah, I
they
don't know
across
that.
state lines.
Yeah, across U.S. borders.
borders,
All them
everything,
shit.
everywhere. They everywhere, all across the world.
I don't know about that one, but I'm gonna let her keep talking. I'm gonna let her keep digging a hole for herself. I'm starting to get the 3-2.
Exactly. No, 100%.
That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Exactly.
You ladies, all your lives, you don't even know how many hands you shook that was possibly a
I wonder
trans
why they
person.
got no
The reason
manager.
why you don't see it is because those trans
Well,
individuals in middle America,
on the
they
traditional
don't have
side.
the same
on the
like
traditional
opportunities
side?
and
Yeah,
great
that's
laws
a good
as
question.
California. So it's just like, well, I better lie low before like I get my ass beat somewhere.
That was a good question.
Use the bathroom that matches my gender.
I
They
feel
can't even
kinda-
figure this shit out
This is
yet.
another one that I feel a little split about. I, on one hand, with all of my heart, have respect for, again, like I said before, whatever you feel you should live, you know? However, with that said, if I had a little girl, and if you're not completely transitioned,
You don't want them to be exposed to that
maybe
soon.
not yet, that is a right.
Have you thought about what that person might be going through? How scared they probably are that they're being judged as they go
Absolutely.
in? Before I transitioned, when I was still confused as to what I wanted to do and who I was, and it was really difficult, but I decided to use the women's restroom still because I did not feel safe in the men's restroom. And I knew that I would not be a problem. It takes a lot of courage that people don't understand. It really hurts your psyche.
I would say for safety, I do agree that you should be able to go where you feel comfortable. However, the line that I would draw is if we were one day to say all bathrooms should be just open for anybody.
To touch on that point, I've been at gyms where it's like a restroom and a locker room where
Unisex.
people are
Yeah.
changing there.
I mean, in college
it can be
it's
difficult
unisex,
because when the
so-
rules start to get so relaxed like that, where a guy that wanted to go in a woman's locker room that wasn't transgender, and then if anybody questioned him, he can just say, I feel like a woman.
That's a very valid
You know,
point.
and that's a concern for me.
It's interesting how we get so hung up on trans folks in bathrooms when it seems like the underlying fear might be that men are predators. And that we're
Right.
afraid of predatory men, either posing as trans women or just in general. Having gender neutral restrooms, maybe if they're not all the restrooms, but some restrooms that are gender neutral would just be good for everybody's safety.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna pause right there because I think it's in Illinois or Indiana. I'm not sure, but it's some fucking school that's still like I think all last year or the year before last. I'm not really sure. They were trying to figure this shit out. It was like a high school because I guess one of the students, she was a trans or she or he was a trans. I don't even fucking remember like if it was a boy turning themselves to a girl or a girl turning themselves to I can't even fucking remember. But they were going through that transition. They were trying to figure out like what locker room or some shit they were supposed to use or some shit like that. I can't even remember like the full story, but like that never got resolved. Like that shit never got fucking figured out.
Yeah, because I think they was like using like a classroom or something to like change or something.
Yeah,
like it was something weird and bizarre.
Yeah,
like they was doing extra stuff to like.
And like I'm glad they brought this up because like shit, that's hard. Like just like they saying like yeah, it's predatory men and everything like that, but fucking it's colleges with co-ed fucking bathrooms and.
Yeah,
I don't want to say that everything is fine because I don't know what actually goes on in every fucking college dorm or some shit like that. But at the same time, like the shit is happening. Like it's happening. Like there are men using the bathroom at the same time that women are using the bathroom and shit like that. Like that shit's going on. But like from a public, I guess like a public place type of ordeal, whatever the case is, that is hard. That's kind of hard to understand. Like seeing probably a woman walk into a man's bathroom or something like that, or a woman walk into a man walk into a woman's bathroom just because that's what they identify with and shit like that. That's kind of hard. I don't know, but I guess that's why like the shit is still going on in Indiana or Illinois, whatever the case is, just trying to figure out what the fuck to do with this high school student because he or she can't even go to a locker room and change because it's just so like awkward or what the case is or whatever the problem is.
Awkward, safety, all like that stuff.
Yeah. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Gender should not be based on how you feel.
To come and tell me, you know, we're going to be born and I'm just going to decide what I'm going to be. I'm sorry, that's a crack of shit to me. I believe that first, yeah, you're born. You're a woman or a man.
I believe that gender shouldn't be based on feelings because our feelings change a lot. Not everybody's does, I understand that, but a majority of people do as they grow up.
But I mean, if you like
said the
stuck
word
in
decide.
that feeling.
I did not like wait till 18 and decide, I'm gonna be a man today. Everything in my power, I did not actually want to be transgender. The decision that I made was being authentically me, to be happy. That's, to me, it was be happy or eventually commit suicide.
The thing about gender is you don't choose your gender. Your gender is something that develops over time. It's very fluid. There's no denying that. I mean, I was born male. Right. No denying. But, you know, my government papers all say female because that's who I am.
One thing that I want to know, were you raised in like a conservative household? Did any of you have the ability to actually...
I wonder, do you have to keep your like actual birth documents?
I don't know, nigga. I wasn't even thinking that far deep, nigga. I was just thinking it from like starting do you just start deciding everything is female?
Yeah,
I
guess you.
But you gotta. But like that, you saying that shit. Like, do you have to change everything? Like, do you need a whole new Social Security card? Do you need a whole new birth certificate?
That's what I'm wondering. Like,
everything. Because you got to change everything to whatever gender that you feel now.
Yeah, or
that's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah,
it's a lot of downtown visits.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, what is that process, bro? Because that shit got to be crazy.
Yeah, like, do they keep their original birth documents of, like, whatever they were born as, and then, like, is it, like, the same, I want to say same information? I just curious, like, what the paper, like, looks like for, like, when they transition and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, like, is it, like, do you get to pick, like, your birthday or something? Or you just go with the same, like, date and everything?
That'd be ill.
Because, like, you're like a person.
Your birthday would be your transition
day. You're like a whole other person. You said what?
Your birthday would be your transition day. That'd be kind of ill. Yeah, I don't know. That's I don't know. Hopefully somebody, I don't know. Maybe one day we'll find a video about that shit, like that whole process. That sounds like a fucking process.
Sound like a doc.
Yeah. That sounds like a fucking lot of work.
Because like I've seen docs where like people like just mainly talk about like
you gotta start all over.
Yeah, right. There's so many times I made a mistake, like put like I'll do like the security,
no dependence.
Security,
fuck.
Yeah. Social security number quick.
Yeah.
Fucking around, like put like another number and shit. Like fucked up.
Start all over.
I gotta start all over.
Yeah, shit. I don't know.
I'm just wondering. I'm just curious about that, like the whole paperwork. Cause like people talk about like the surgery stuff, the
That's the
aspect
easy
of
part,
like,
I guess.
yeah. I guess I'm more curious about like the whole
shit
paper
behind
stuff.
it.
Yeah, like how
Other
does
shit
it work
behind
if like you're married and stuff too? Like, do you have to like refill out? Like, do you have to get like if you're married to a person and you transition? Do you have to like get a divorce and then remarry again under that name? Yeah,
like that, yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, how does that shit like work with like all this mountain of paperwork and shit?
I don't know. Keep the documents.
He said, keep all the documents.
I don't know. That's hard right there. Starting in a 3, 2, 1.
Sit down and talk to your parents and like ask any questions.
I didn't start transitioning until I was 32. I didn't come out to my dad until I was 33.
I'll be honest with you, Malcolm. I saw like 26 in the face.
I come from a very conservative family, but I didn't want to lose my dad.
That's that traditional thinking you had to go through, or she had to go through.
When you think you might lose something that you love, it's really hard to go forward and make that decision.
I would support my child if they were trans.
Oh, wow.
See, now it depends, because, okay, she's walking up. Oh, they are walking
Everyone
up.
that's born on this earth is special, and we're all lucky to be alive and be on this planet and have the opportunity to experience our lives and experience love. And I'm not going to be influencing them and saying, no, this is the right way of living, you have to live this way, but I'm going to say you need to carefully consider, really think about it, and think about the social implications as well, and everything that you're going to have to face if you go through that. Is it worth it for you?
I feel like support and acceptance are
I don't
different
fucking like her, bruh. She's like saying shit that I just don't like.
I think she's being nice about it. I don't think she's being truthful.
Yeah, I don't like the shit that she's saying, because she's saying like, just think about it, and like, just think about like all the social shit that's gonna like come towards you. Like, it's gonna be hate. It's gonna be fucking hate if you. It's hate for men out here that just being men. It's hate for women out here just being women and shit, bro. I don't like it. I don't like the way that she's saying shit, bro. It's irritating.
It feels as if she's like saying like not for their sake of like all the repercussions and societal
it just don't
shit.
sound
it
right,
feels
bro.
like she's saying it more so for like family.
I don't know, bro. I just don't like the way that she's saying shit, bro. It's fucking with my nerves a little bit, bro. Because the way she just saying shit, it ain't seeming right, bro. And just based off this question, whatever the fuck the case is, I'm just gonna assume like these 3 traditional women don't have kids. Or they maybe do. I don't fucking know. But if their answer isn't, I'm gonna love my kid no matter what the fuck they do or what the fuck they is, off rip, they don't have fucking kids. Like, if that's not your number one answer,
somebody could have kids and they can just be like that whole traditional thing, man. Like, that's what I'm talking about with religion. Like people that's heavy base religionists like that. Like they mean they had kids out of contract, nigga.
Nah,
well, yeah.
They had kids out of contract.
And they believe what they believe, so they would probably stick to that, even if it's their own kid. Like I know some people that's been like disowned, bro.
I know it's people that been disowned, bro, but I don't know. I guess that's just me. My nigga. I don't know.
Hey man, we think differently from our parents' and their parents' parents. So
yeah, that's true. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
So if it wasn't something that I agree with, would I love them? Would I be there for them? Would I support them? Would I have the conversations? Yes. Would I say I agree with you? No.
See, I grew up with the acceptance part, and that hurt kind of more for me. I felt like she was only accepting me because she gave birth to me. Right. But if she didn't give birth to me, it's like, no, you went, yeah. And I didn't like that feeling.
You know, if I had grown up in a place where I felt loved and accepted unconditionally, I think that I would have saved myself a lot of therapy and a lot of self-work. But, you know, maybe we don't know for certain yet. And the best we can do, I think, is keep trying.
I think that even with this discussion, it drives the point home about how important family is, how important love is, how important it is to really support no matter how you feel or how you're raised, like this world can really break you down. So that's why for me, like family is so important, and I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think that we should be doing a better job in raising our children and loving on them.
Hi guys. You ladies are amazing.
I really like this episode only because they didn't bash anybody like I probably thought they would. But the only thing I don't like about it is old girl, and plus the fact that they didn't bring any traditional men into the conversation.
Yeah, because now as you think about it, I was like, well, they have a man on the agenda. He was like, no, traditional. I was like,
traditional, they don't have any. Yeah. They just brought women only. So I don't know if they probably couldn't find any men to agree to do it. I don't know. I don't know behind the scenes of this shit or whatever the case is. But yeah, that's my only two gripes. Like old girl just saying the shit that she was saying, because I feel like she needs to do a little more research and shit like that before she just gets to talking or whatever. And that is they have any traditional men. And I was happy that like nobody got bashed or like it was a side, like picking of sides or whatever the case is. But everybody kind of met in the middle.
Yeah, I was surprised that it was no like extreme.
Yeah, no extremists. Yeah.
Like especially like religious extremists. Like
they probably they was probably careful about who they picked. That's probably why they were probably very careful about who they picked.
Yeah, because I was expecting that when she was like, yeah, I'm very religious. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, maybe she's the extremist.
Yeah, but she was still
she was still kind of
on the fence or whatever.
Yeah, she was kind of
hesitating. She was kind of hesitant on that for cases. But yeah. I'm starting again at 3, 2, 1 to see what they got at the end. Starting again at 3, 2, 1.
Thank you so much. It was so
beautiful souls, beautiful souls.
Guys, thanks for watching another episode of Middle Ground. The reason we do this is to create a movement for human good. And we have a special announcement. We're starting our own clothing line. And guess what it's called? It's called Good Human.
And we want this just to be the physical embodiment of dialogue and empathy.
So get on board.
That's right. You can learn more about Good Human, which is the name of the brand, down below.
As always, guys, we can't thank you enough. Make sure to subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you next time.
Same one that said healthy. I think it said live better. I don't know. I couldn't see. Yeah. That's all I like to believe, man. Always got good videos. Always makes you think. Always. You know.
Toes.